Hi, today I'm going to show you how to add ACES support for new cameras in DaVinci Resolve using the Zcam camera as an example. As a quick overview of ACES so that everyone's on the same page, ACES is essentially a color management system with a few different definitions. It defines two gamuts, AP0 and AP1, where AP1 is used for color grading and AP0 is larger and is used for storage. Here's a look at how large these color gamuts are. So here's AP1, which is about the same size as Rec 2020, and here's AP0, which is clearly much bigger. There are a few different color spaces that combine these gamuts with different gamma curves. ACES 2065 is seen linear with the AP0 gamut. ACES CC is a log curve with the AP1 gamut. ACES CCT is the same as ACES CC, but with a toe in the shadows. ACES CG is seen linear, but with the AP1 gamut, and ACES Proxy is a different log curve that's used for transport over SDI and other systems that only support integers. Now, internally in DaVinci Resolve, there are pretty much 5 main steps. You have footage that you shot that's in some known color space, say slog3 sgamut3. This is sent through an input device transform where you tell Resolve what color space your footage is in. The input device transform converts your footage to ACES seen linear AP0. Then, Resolve behind the scenes converts this to ACES CC or ACES CCT with the AP1 color gamut. The next step is whatever nodes you specify in the color page. Then, Resolve converts from the ACES CC or ACES CCT space back into the ACES seen linear AP0, and you can provide an output device transform that converts to a broadcast standard like Rec 709, or back into something like slog3 sgamut3. Now, the camera manufacturer Zcam hasn't provided a parametric zlog2 to linear function, so I've written my own transformation based on a LUT that they have provided, and I've created an IDT and an ODT for Resolve. For the rest of the video, I'm going to show you how to install it. First, you're going to go into this DCTL folder here, and you'll see a zlog2 to ACES file, which is an IDT, and an ACES to zlog2 file, which is an ODT. Now, if we take a look at the contents of these files, I just want to highlight one thing. There's a parameter down here called gain, which modifies the initial exposure. The Zcam color plugin and the provided transformations have the default gain set to 8.0. I personally set it to 3 because I found that it typically gives me a better starting point. Feel free to change this back to 8 when you download the file if you prefer the results that way. Anyway, for the ACES to zlog2 file and the zlog2 to ACES file, you're going to want to click raw and then save this to your computer somewhere. Then, you're going to put those two files in this directory that you see here. So you can see that I've put the zlog2 to ACES file in the IDT folder and the ACES to zlog2 file in the ODT folder. And you can see the path at the bottom of the screen. Now, on Windows, instead of this part here where it says library/application support, you're going to replace that with appdata/roaming. You can also see these paths in the README in the GitHub repo. Once you've put the files in those folders, you can start up Resolve and you should see the transformations there. Here you can see that I've got this project with this zlog2 footage that's ungraded. So let's pull up the project settings and go to color management. We're going to change the color space to ACES CC, but you can choose ACES CCT if you prefer that. And I'm going to choose the zlog to ACES input device transform. And then set the output device transform to Rec 709, which is what my monitor is calibrated to. You can see that if I wanted to export in zlog2, say for compositing or VFX work, I could scroll down and choose the ACES to zlog2 output transform as well. This next setting here is one that you should choose based on what kind of ACES LUTs you have, but that's out of the scope of this video. So now we can see how that looks off the bat. Now, just to show you what's going on behind the scenes, let's go to the DaVinci Resolve YRGB, which means that Resolve is letting you do all the color management stuff yourself. I have another version of the grade here that shows all the steps that were going on under the hood when we were using ACES. First, I have the conversion of zlog to ACES. This ACES transformation node is literally just applying that DCTL that you downloaded. Then, under the hood, Resolve applies this ACES transformation that goes from ACES 2065 to ACES CC. Then, there's whatever color grading nodes you set up in the color page, followed by a decoding of ACES CC to ACES 2065, back to seen linear. Then, Resolve applies the output transformation of your choice. So, I hope that this helps you guys with getting ACES to work with your camera. Have a great day.